I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Hello, collectors, and welcome to the Discount Action Figure Dude. I am your host, Christopher. And for an entity to be as failed an entity as the DC Extended Universe, man, do I have a lot of figures representing the DC Extended Universe, including Black Adam. Ignore the fence back there if you can. It's a project I'm working on. And I'm just keeping it there because I have no other place to put it at the moment. But yeah, so I'm going to spend the next few videos unearthing my DC Extended Universe Black Adam figures. I think the only one that I don't have is Black Adam in a chair. And as you can probably see, plain as day, that Dr. Fate does not belong there. Let's move cloaked Black Adam to the side. No, that's Injustice Dr. Fate. Todd, because you know, Todd McFarlane doesn't begin his day until he sees what the Discount Action Figure Dude has to say about things. How about a traditional, classic Dr. Fate, my good friend? That's all I'm asking for. Just a nice traditional Dr. Fate. Anyway, the reason Dr. Fate is standing in is because his replacement is here in, oh my gosh, it's a Batman TV show. Let's get this straight. My goodness. In Black Adam, Dr. Fate, as played by the lovely Pierce Brosnan. Should have gave me a Pierce Brosnan head. That would have been nice. We see the front of the box where we could see all of the Dr. Fate goodness. Some lovely artwork of Dr. Fate doing Dr. Fate things. And yeah, that's Dr. Fate. But to no further ado, let's cut this bitch open. And here goes Dr. Fate out of his box, looking pretty darn good, if I must say so myself. As I've often mentioned, the lights that I have here, more so my talent, more so the quality of the lights, make metallics look much better on the screen than they do to the eye. And this looks great, as he comes with all of his accessories, which includes a flight stand, and of course, my favorite part of the whole experience, cause a Dr. Fate card, which has writing on it. And we're going to file this away carefully, like we always do. But let's say we take a closer look at Dr. Fate. So comparing our Dr. Fates, and I will admit that neither of these Dr. Fates are exactly the Dr. Fate that I would want. Again, I would like to have a classic Dr. Fate, but since I don't have a classic Dr. Fate, these guys will have to do. And I think I've mentioned before that not necessarily this Dr. Fate. This Dr. Fate came with that Supergirl 3-pack. But this version, they're pretty much identical except for some minor cosmetic differences. This is my first ever McFarlane figure. I saw this figure at a Target and was like, wow, that looks really cool. And it's Dr. Fate. And I'm going to buy it. And that was my first ever McFarlane figure. We're here to talk about this Kent Nelson. And I like it. I like this figure a lot. The only thing that I wouldn't have minded is some kind of, let's see, can I take this helmet off? Is Pierce Brosnan under here somewhere? No, he's not. I was hoping. But anyway, maybe a Pierce Brosnan head. But yeah, I really do like this figure. See, this figure comes with a couple of things that this Dr. Fate in the background is missing. Number one, most importantly, is a casting hand. This Dr. Fate, for some reason, has his fist balled up like he's going to hit somebody. I mean, I'm not sure Dr. Fate is beyond punching somebody, but for the most part, that's not what Dr. Fate's going to do. No, he has a casting hand, and he is very true to the Dr. Fate in the movie. It does look like his insignia, if you look at it, is... Now, I could say, is it on crooked, or was it like this in the movie? You know, I mean, I have seen the movie a couple of times, because I actually like the Black Shazam movie. I mean, let's be honest, I watched it once at the show, and then my son was in town, and he said, hey, what do you want to watch? I said, let's watch the Black Adam movie, and we watched the Black Adam movie a second time. But maybe it was like this in the movie, I don't know. But the whole costume is supremely textured, and again, the gold accents, while they do look better under these triple lights than into the eye, they still look good. They are very nice. The cape looks nice. Look at that. Everything looks good. That's a high quality Dr. Fate ass there. That's top notch. And this is and I really do like the Dr. Fate helmet. If they wanted to tell me why his helmet doesn't have eyes, but then, you know, I guess this version of Dr. Fate, he can see beyond. He doesn't need eyes per se. But yeah, it's a pretty good figure. I guess maybe perhaps it looks like a little bit that they kind of, the shape of the figure makes him look like he has a bit of a pot belly. So you kind of have to lean him forward a little bit to kind of get that to go away. You know, not that I'm the last person to criticize somebody for having a pot belly. But, you know, he has typical McFarlane articulation. He has some double-jointed knees. He has some double-jointed elbows. You know, to do some Dr. Fate fancy things that you might need your Dr. Fate to do. So, yeah. Whatever that is, look at that. He can kick up like Mikhail Baryshnikov. Look at this guy. You know, plus he looks great. I'm a big fan of this figure until I get a traditional Dr. Fate. And again, as I mentioned, the whole costume, with the exception of the gold accents, is completely textured up and down. But then, you know, if you're going to get a McFarlane figure and it doesn't have texture, that would be the exception, not the norm. Because McFarlane does do a good job with texturing his costumes. So what kind of value do we assign movie version Kent Nelson over here? Well, like most of the figures in the line, he costs little or nothing. I think we paid $8.50 for this guy at Entertainment Earth. And most of the figures in the line cost around the same. And which is a shame, because these are some very nice figures. Hawkman over here, he's really nice. He has a, you know, great figure. Black Adams, of course, and even though we haven't looked at Atom Smasher, Cyclone, and Sabak yet, we're going to take a look at them right after we take a look at Dr. Fate here. But this is a very nice figure for not a lot of money. I like the movie. I think it's a pretty good value. This guy here, yeah, he's a pretty good value.